Over the years, we have been struggling in forming a character that best show influence to others. Parents have been continuously guiding their children. Young men and women who have been battling to fit themselves in their circles. And some other people who have been in constant war to have the best characters other people can see. Formidable struggles that the society can witness. According to Johann Wolfgang, character is formed in the stormy billows of the world. But now the question is, how can we form good characters for our generation today? What should they know about integrity and virtue being so relevant in today's time? Become an instrument of today's integrity and virtue, forming good character, with our SPUC Education Director, Mrs. Alevir Pido, only here on Good Morning Pastor.
And in connection to the today's theme, character over excellence, we are going to be discussing, of course, character over excellence nga atong instill, nga atong i-shape sa atong mga kabataan, sa atong mga tagsa-tagsa ka mga eskwelahan. Joining me today, ang atong bagong host, si Mr. Eden. And of course, our esteemed guest, Mrs. Alevir Pido, ang atong Education Director sa Philippine Union Conference. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
My pleasure always to join you here sa Panimbaya sa Kabuntagon.
Para sa kasayuran sa tanan sa itong mga kabaglaom, no? We are all educators.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Edan and I and Ma'am, Education Director. So we will be dealing with education as a whole. Ang atong eskwelahan, Ma'am. What can you say about the practices we do there?
In terms of what?
In terms of shaping the character of our children.
Maudio na siya ang kalahian siguro sa pananaw sa, how we operate sa atong Adventist schools, kining shaping sa character. It's very fundamental. It's not only the teaching of the science, the math, and the languages, but even in the teaching, aning mga subjects, embedded yun na the why and the what you become when you learn this. So, maudio na sa everything that we do in our campuses, it has to be the shaping of character.
I heard my teacher before, no? Lahi ra jud mo sa amo sa una. And then akong kaulik pud karon, nausab na ginyong generation karon. So my question is, what do you see? What are the values do you see that are driving our children nowadays?
Environment kasi has a big part in the nurturing of character and how we respond. Kasi nga values and character, sometimes these are kanang words bitaw nga na interchange yes. And even virtues. But I read nga kining character, it's like an iceberg. The peak of it are the values or the virtues you see. Kasi mo lang nakikita sa mga tao. But the bottom is actually the character. So,
foundation.
So I think tayo mga human beings, we respond to change, and sometimes how we respond is based on how we were shaped to respond. So napakalaking bagay yung lahi na mo karon.
Yes.
Because nga the challenges and the test of character has changed over time. Dati black and white, karon it seems to be gray. And the society now is more tolerant.
Yes.
Probably more accepting to what we thought before were the don'ts.
That's true. That's true. We now have Pride. We have Pride Month. Oh.
Yeah, so...
Yes.
I think we have redefined freedom. To what extent are we tolerating this kanabitang deviance? How we deviate from what we thought before were right.
Yes.
Talking about how you were taught before, how do you instill the values that you had, or that you have right now, to your kids or to the people that you are responsible for? So how do you let them learn what you had before and them be inculcated of the same values that you've had before?
One of the things we do as educators are tell stories.
Okay. Yes,
we don't simply tell them, this is the theory, this is the concept, this is the idea. No, this is what happened before, and so they can see the context. sabihin na natin, lahi na ang nangyayari karon. But the value, how it applies to principles, so that's what I do. I tell my
Alright,
children
so-
stories.
So being an educator, you have to really walk the talk, right?
And that's a challenge, right? And even for preachers,
Yes.
it's hard actually to stand on the pulpit and discuss on something, preach on something, nga ikaw po, you're being challenged.
Okay.
So,
Is that, I think it's one of our responsibilities, because I'm about to ask Ma'am Alevir, is that are the responsibilities of us na karon nga generation, karon nga mga adults, karon nga mga responsable na ta sa atong mga tagsagsak mga kinabuhi pangutok. What are our responsibilities to instill, inspire integrity and virtue sa kaning mga patubuay pa lang nga mga
Yes.
generasyon?
napakalaki. It's not only your responsibility as parent to your children. If we look at it as adults, we're actually grooming the next generation.
That's right.
So, ang kuana na, sabi nga ni Ellen G. White, it's the greatest responsibility we have as parents to really train our children to build character, the good character. So, it's even more than pinag-usapan kanina excellence eh. If we talk about excellence and career, it's more than that. We have to focus on this, because what would become to the of the next generation is how we rear who will be influencing the next generation.
A behavior worthy of emulation, no? Because ang atong mga bata karon, what they see, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, because sabi nga ni Ellen G. White, the first value you instill in a child is actually obedience. And who are they obeying? Parents. Are we reflecting
The right attitude.
obedience-worthy
Obedience.
character also? So, maudyo na siya ang question.
Talking about character, Mrs. Pido, is there a right formula? Is there a perfect formula of a good character?
Yes.
I don't know if there is.
You could use a Bible text.
But yeah, there is a Bible text diring it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever
Okay.
things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, sabi dito, think of these things. Meaning, focus on these things. And who do we focus on? It's not only how do you kanang reflect all of this? Kas carnal tayo eh.
Yes.
Kanang sinasabi natin, pagkat kami ay tao
Tao
lamang.
lamang.
It's always an excuse, right?
Always an excuse.
Because
Cliché.
it's quite true. But we forget nga while tayo ay tao lamang, it's a reflection of God that we have to look up to, because we are changed into
Right.
His image. The more we focus on Him,
The more we become Him.
yeah, we become Him. And so that if we exact obedience from our children and we're focused on Him, then the reflections gets reflected to our children. I think that's
That should
how
be
I
it.
see the paradigm.
Yeah, that should be it, no? It's although, lisod, but we try. Okay? Dili nato irason nga, tao lang ta.
Dili
We should
jud.
try.
And I think that's why Sir Jaco Salem earlier said
yes.
it's really good that you enroll your kids to a Christian school for them to be able to be reared according to the will of God.
It's a school, holistic ba?
Yes, that's right.
Tanan aspect sa kinabuhi ba? But more on emulating Christ's character here on earth.
Yeah. Lalo na if you are a Seventh-day Adventist parent, palagi ko tong sinasabi, remember who you are. Because your children are not mere children. If you're Seventh-day Adventist, then you carry the mission of the church.
Okay. But ma'am, let's focus on the factors that can affect the students to deviate from the norm. Okay, from what's expected from a Christian community. Unsa man itong mga factors nga nakapabira nila palayo?
Yes.
Children are sponge. We were sponge, right?
Sponge, right.
Whatever we see, makita nato.
We take it.
Ay tama di ay na, lalo na halo effect. Ang halo effect sa psychology is if you are looking at someone nga you respect so much.
Idolize.
Yes.
Kahit mali ang ginagawa niya, it seems nga it's okay kasi ginagawa nga niya eh.
Yes.
I agree.
So that's the problem now. So who are our children looking up to?
That's why we gotta make sure that we guard whatever they see,
Yeah.
whatever they hear,
The
whatever
environment.
they talk
Correct.
to. Yeah.
We have to filter everything they know.
Exactly.
Our
To what
responsibility is
extent?
huge.
That's the question. To what? And now they're exposed not only to your community,
Cell phone.
but the world because of the gadgets, no?
Yes.
Yes, and the technology. So
And a Seventh-day Adventist mom or dad would somehow be puzzled about where did my child hear
Got
this?
Oh.
Correct.
And eventually they would find out that, oh, they got it from the cell phone and everything that they're playing.
So, mo pa dyan ang moingon ta nga, layo ra jud ka sa ako ah.
There, that's why. That answers the question that you had earlier.
Yeah.
Asa ka diliwat to?
And it's painful for the children kasi
Very.
nga, they have individual personalities, they have individual
Yes.
struggle, and they get to choose how to respond. Pero the foundation on how we teach them, this is how you respond. Mo ni ang lens gagamito nimo in life. This is how
Wow.
you see, and this you should value things like this and that way. That's very important sa growing years ato mga anak. When we
Right.
fail, then we expect the school to, alam mo, to correct that.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Alevir. We appreciate you earlier for coming. We appreciate you even more
Thank
now
you.
for this excellent discussion. And I'll give you the time to summarize, sum it up what we have discussed. Your parting words for our viewers.
Makaigsuunan, the character of our children, not only as individuals, will affect the future of the next generation. But not only that, we have to make them focus on Jesus Christ, who is the exemplar of holistic excellence and of good character. So we have to bring Jesus Christ in the lives of our children.